All right, well, welcome everybody. Welcome back to those of you who've been joining us. We're going to continue with starting our practice with standing. And for those of you that are brand new, join in, do what you can, move your body in a way that is comfortable for you. So we're going to aim to feel our movement, feel the sensation, but to also not move too far. So let's start at the front of the mat or the front of your space. We're gonna stand with those feet about hip width apart, a nice comfortable stance. Drop those arms by your sides. Perhaps slightly close those eyes or leave softly at the floor. And we'll take a few minutes just to transition from our early part of our day into our noon hour practice. Moving from our thinking brain, our active brain, into our feeling and sensation, right? Taking a moment here to scan your body from the top of the head all the way down, nice and slow, checking in with how you're starting practice today. Are there any areas of stiffness, of cramping, maybe from sitting in that kitchen table chair all morning? Are there any areas that feel loose and open already? Making note of any areas of injury or healing you want to treat with compassion and kindness in your practice today. Giving them time to heal fully before you stress. And as you finish your body scan, perhaps bringing your attention back to your jaw, slightly letting the back molars part, moving that jaw slowly from side to side, observing how that feels. The jaw is often a spot of hidden tension. Sometimes it's nice to give it a little bit of focus. We're going to begin by matching our inhale and our exhale, using our arms as a guide. So as you inhale, feel those arms float up to your sides, almost by magic. And as you exhale, let them slowly fall back down. Inhale, allow those arms to float up, rise with the breath, just like you're blowing a balloon. Exhale, let them fall back down. Our next few breaths, we're going to extend the breath to a count of 4 on either side. So we'll inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. Let's add a pause at the top this time. Exhale. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, pause, exhale, 2, 3, 4. Perhaps doing that a few more times to your own breath. Our theme today is moving with the breath, flowing with the breath, and noticing how moving with the breath can help us transition easily or more easily into that sensation brain. Let's slowly open those eyes. Check in with the light. And as you inhale, let's sweep those arms up. I'm going to the sides, but if you need to go to the front for your room, that works as well. Reaching those arms up nice and high. Gaze comes up, looking at the fingers. Just holding that, feeling your feet reach down into the mat. Feel those sides open as those fingers reach high. And on your exhale, begin to move your hips forward, arching your back up and over into a slight back bend. Doesn't have to be big. Just opening the back. And then exhale, come back up nice and tall. And then hinge at the hips, bend the knees. We're gonna forward fold all the way down, moving slow. Those knees can be really bent, allowing the belly to fall onto the thighs. And we're gonna grab opposite elbow with the hands. Feel that deep breath. And today we're gonna sway back and forth. So perhaps bending one knee and then the other, moving those hips back and forth as you inhale deep. Exhale long. Moving almost as if you were in molasses or honey. Nice and slow. Let's release those arms down. And then as you inhale, come to a half lift. So we're gonna bring those hands onto the shins. Bring that back nice and straight, reaching outward with the head. So you're making your spine nice and long. Your belly button comes into your spine, making a table, almost like you can put a cup of coffee or a tea on. And with your next exhale, bend the knees, forward fold, draping that spine. Feel those feet root down into the ground, and let's sweep those arms forward as we push on up, reaching high. Exhale, hands through heart center. Arms by the sides. We're gonna do that again, moving through those movements a little faster with the breath. So inhale, sweep those arms up. Exhale, stay. Inhale. Exhale, move those hips forward, reaching back, little back bend. Coming up on your exhale, nice and tall. Inhale. Exhale, it's forward fold, coming all the way down. Matching the breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, half lift. Hands come to the shins, back reaches straight, crown of the head reaches forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale. Exhale, push into the feet, sweep those arms up, coming all the way up, reaching high. Exhale, hands through heart center. Arms by the sides. One more time. Inhale, arms up, reaching high. Exhale. Inhale, reach. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, hold. Exhale, rise up. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. All the way down. Inhale. Exhale, rise to half lift, extending your head, straightening the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep those arms forward and up. Exhale, hands through heart center. Bringing those arms by our sides, nice tall mountain. Noticing how those halves and salutations made you feel. If you go through our practice today, your breath doesn't have to match mine. What we want to focus on with that breath is just to ensure that when we move our body, one direction of the movement is with the breath, the other direction of the movement is with the other part of the breath. So let's step that left foot back on the mat. Turning sideways on our mat, toes come forward, feet are parallel to the sides of our mat, nice and wide. We're gonna reach those arms behind us, perhaps grabbing those fingertips, perhaps interlacing your fingers and palms. You choose where you're at today. Standing nice and tall and bringing those arms away from your back body. Even if it's just a centimeter or two, feeling the energy come behind your body. Inhale, standing up tall. Exhale, perhaps you want to bend your knees a little bit as you forward fold down. Keeping those arms reaching away from the back body. Releasing the head toward the ground. And feeling both of your feet actively push into the ground. Those knees can stay slightly bent. Maybe a lot bent. Inhale deep. And exhale, release those arms down. Perhaps tenting your fingers, coming up to a wide-legged half lift. So again, we're extending that back long. You see my fingers are tented and they're under my shoulders. If you have a yoga block or a silver soup pot, works really well. You can also place that height underneath your hands. We're gonna bring your left hand into the center of the mat. Inhale, raising that right arm up into a twist, reaching high. Exhale, bring that arm down. Place your right hand in the middle of the mat. And inhale up your left hand, reaching high. One movement, one breath. So we're gonna inhale, reaching high. Exhale, calm down. Switch the head. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, slowly move down. We want you to continue doing a few more of these to your own speed of breath. So if you want to extend your breath a few beats longer, try that. If you're feeling a little more energetic today, perhaps you want to speed up the breath and see how that makes you feel. Sometimes it's even nice to do the opposite of what you think you need and see how that movement with the breath can change how you feel in your mind and body today. Let's finish up that last twist. And then we're gonna finish in that forward fold. Head comes down. Those hands can stay down. Perhaps they want to grab either the shins or the opposite ankles. And we're going to move from side to side. So bending the left knee, shifting over to that bent knee. And then exhale, bringing the sit bones up and bending into the other side. So again, inhale, shift over. Maybe hold. Exhale, shift back. Moving to your own speed. Having your hands on your ankles or your shins is going to build a little bit more strength in the legs than if you have the hands in front of you on the mat. But remember, this is your practice. You get to choose your options, your variations in your poses today. After your next one, we're going to pause, bend those knees, push the ground away with your feet, and we're going to slowly rise up, sweeping those arms to the side, coming all the way up to standing. Arms reach up. Hands come through heart center. Release by the sides. And then we're going to step to the front of our space. Standing tall, those feet can come together. Feel them root down into the ground. Inhale. Exhale, sit back into your imaginary chair, reaching those arms forward. Feel that space grow and lengthen from your hip all the way up your side to your shoulder, down your arms. Looking down, can you see your toes? Those toes are hiding behind your knees. Move your sit bones back. Once you can see those toes, let's lift them up and see how your left toe and your right big toe, how they respond today when you try and set them down all by themselves. My left one's been doing pretty good lately. My right one? It's okay if you laugh at yourself. I often do. Just helps you concentrate on something else rather than how long you're in this chair, building that strength. Exhale, let's bring those hands to heart center, still sitting in that chair. You guys got this. One more breath cycle. And on your exhale, let's forward fold. Bending those knees, hands beside the feet. Stepping back with your left foot. Bending the front knee, we're gonna turn that back foot so the toes are facing the side of our mat. We're gonna cartwheel those arms up into our warrior two. So in our warrior two, we have just as much weight in the front foot as we do in the back. Evening that out, so there's not a lot of pressure on the knee. Reaching those arms away. This is our first pose today. Our feet are gonna stay in this stance. So trying to find a stance where you feel a little work on your inner thighs. But if it's really short and you're like, oh, I could stay here all day. I challenge you to lengthen it out. But if you're way over here and you're like, oh my gosh, then I want you to pull it in. Find that place, that 70% workspace that you can stay. Beautiful. Keeping the front knee bent. Bring down your back arm. Flip the front palm. Exhale, let's come to a sun warrior. Looking up past that arm. Exhale, come back to warrior two. Bring the hand down on the thigh. Pushing away and sweeping that right arm over into a side angle. Gaze can be forward or up past the arm. That front leg might be feeling it a little bit. You guys got this. Exhale, sweep that arm back. Come back to warrior two. And then straighten that front leg to take a break. Bring those arms down. Perhaps closing your eyes. Feeling the breath. And then we're gonna flow between those three movements. One breath, one movement. So if this is pretty new today, try it out. Yoga is a lifelong practice. So you get to have fun just by experimenting with movement. Let's bring those arms out, bend the front knee, find the warrior two. Inhale, exhale, sun warrior. Inhale, exhale, warrior two. Inhale, exhale, side angle. Exhale, warrior two. And then moving to your own pace through sun warrior. Warrior two. Side angle. Back to warrior two. Oh, my legs are shaking. We're gonna straighten that front leg. Bring those arms down. And however you can, you're gonna step to the front of the mat. Whoa. That can be a big step or a bunch of baby steps. However it works for you. Seeing how your body wants to move today. Let's get ready to try that on the other side. I'm just gonna move to the other side of my mat so you guys can see me still. We'll inhale, exhale, let those arms sit back into your chair. Checking out those toes if you can't see them, moving your sit bones back. And this time, if you'd like an extra challenge, sit a little bit lower. Checking in with your body. Your legs are shaking, you're building strength, but if they're shaking so much you feel like you're gonna fall, I want you to come out a little bit. Practicing listening to the wisdom that your body wants to share with you. Exhale, forward fold, bending those knees, planting the hands, stepping back with the right foot this time, bending the front knee, pivoting those back toes so they face the side of the mat, cartwheeling up to warrior two. Checking in with your stance, taking the time to switch up that width, evening out the space between your back foot and your front foot. Flip the palms up, coming back to sun warrior. You should try this one outside on a sunny day. It does feel beautiful and sunshine on your face. You can even try this class outside if you had Wi-Fi in your backyard. Exhale. Come back to warrior two. And then bring the hand down to the thigh, reach the hand up and over, finding your side angle. Beautiful. So we're doing this first set nice and slow. You guys could hear me outside. I'd probably move outside, I feel like, today. Coming back to warrior two. Straightening the front knee, taking a little bit of a break. If you are all ready to power through it, you're welcome to take your break in warrior two. And then inhale. Exhale, sink back to warrior two. Let's prepare for one movement, one breath. Inhale. Exhale, sun warrior. Inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale. Exhale, side angle. Inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Do one more to the own pacing of your breath. Trusting your judgment, your wisdom from your body to move when it feels right for you. I'm just here to give you some suggestions. Your body gets to pick the speed. Ending in warrior two. Feeling that pose. Straightening the leg. Preparing however you want to get through the front of the mat. I'm gonna bend my knee, push into that front foot. Maybe reach forward. Ooh. And launch myself, not very gracefully, to the front of the mat. Shaking that out. Let's find our space. We are going to step about hip width apart, standing nice and tall. We have a couple more moves before we move to the ground today. So we've been on our feet quite a while. Let's check in with those balance points on the feet. With eyes closed if it's comfortable, moving the weight into your heels. Perhaps you feel those toes raised, or you wobble a little bit. We're just observing how it feels when all our weight is in the heel in the back foot. Now as you exhale, bring the weight back into the foot and continually traveling into the toes, moving the weight to the front body. Perhaps you're raising up on the toes. The eyes are closed. This can be very wobbly. I struggle with this one. It's good practice for me. Feeling the weight on those toes. Exhale, slowly go down. Wasn't quite so slow that time. And then move the weight to your right. Feet stay planted. Observing how the feet feel as the weight shifts. Exhale, sway to the left. Medium tower for pizza. Noticing how that feels in your feet. Exhale, coming back to center. Allowing those eyes to open. Left foot gets heavy, right foot gets light as it comes up on the toes. You're gonna open your hip, knee comes out to the side, and you can plant those toes on the ground. Heel presses just above the ankle. This is option number one. You can also hold onto a chair or the wall. You can bring the foot into your calf muscle, really bringing those legs together. Or option number three would be to bring your foot into your thigh. We're staying away from the knee. And wherever you are, let's bring those hands to heart center, standing tall. Whew. Maybe finding a space in the room that doesn't move. Think about those feet and where you can press down in your foot. Can you press down through the big toe mound and the piggy toe mound and the heel? When you consciously think of pushing down your foot, how does that change your balance? Option to grow those arms up in the air, reaching high just like a tree, opening those branches, maybe like a flower. And if you want, you can try and move today with your breath. So perhaps you want to just sway those arms back and forth, like they were branches in the wind. Yesterday in Saskatoon, it was crazy windy. Not sure how it was in some of the other centers. You're just realizing you can move when you're balancing. How does that affect your balance? Whew. If you fall out, just get back in. I can feel my legs shaking. And a challenge today, when you release your leg, if you want, bring it out to the side, like for a windblown tree, and slowly tilt to the side. Whew, my leg's quite shaky today. And then exhale, come on out. Standing tall, maybe shaking out those feet, those legs, letting that go. Yoga is a practice. We don't win things. It's not a competition. Just feel and experiment with our bodies. How moving in certain directions can make us feel more open, more free, more peaceful, maybe more energetic. So many things to experiment with. Let's try the other side. So right foot gets heavy, left foot gets light, coming up to those toes. Opening the left knee and hip to the side. Either choosing to have those toes in the ground with the heel just above the ankle, pressing into your standing leg. Option to bring the foot into the calf or foot into the thigh. And it can be different on either sides. I often do less high on my left side due to last summer sunny day adventure. Once you find your tree, maybe finding your space, your place that doesn't move, a line on the wall, a picture in the wall. You're gonna bring those hands together at heart center. Focus on your standing foot, your standing leg. See if you can press down with your big toe and your pinky toe mound, your heel. Play with the pressure in the foot and how it can affect your balance. Also using a wall or a chair, just experimenting with that. And if you like, growing those branches or petals of your flower, reaching high, and perhaps moving with your breath. You can sway your hands like windy branches. Some people like to make circles with their arms, just adding a little bit of balance and challenge and movement so your body learns how to react in different ways. So when it's caught off guard on some wet grass or a rocky surface, those root clumps of grass in parks will help you recover quicker when you practice your balance in a controlled environment as well. Let's reach those arms high, feel your tree one more time, and then slowly you want to take windy tree, releasing that foot, reaching out to the side and bending over to the side. If you fall over, it's a windy tree. That happens sometimes. And then release what you're doing. Let's shake it out. Whew. We're gonna slowly come down to our mat with a squat, bringing those feet out wide, toes to the corners, about 45 degrees. Bring those arms up, gaze comes up. As you exhale, push into the feet, the knees come out over the toes. Let's slowly come down, being active in that squat, pushing away. Building some strength. Perhaps pausing partway. As you inhale, push the feet into the ground, squeeze those thighs, raise up a little bit. Exhale, come down. Inhale, slightly raise. Use those feet, use those big leg muscles. Exhale, come down. One more, inhale, rise. Exhale, lower. Maybe lower a bit more. So you bring those hands in front of us, coming down onto our shins. So we're stretching our quads here. This feels a little intense. You are welcome to sit on some height, a pillow, a yoga block. You can sit further up. And you're welcome to stay here, sitting nice and tall. If you feel this in the top of your feet, in your ankles, in your quads, you can definitely stay here. If you'd like to add a little bit more to your quads, you can reach those hands behind the hips. I like to tent my fingers. You're opening up the shoulders. Option to stay here. Or on an exhale, you can begin to lift those hips forward using your glute muscles, lifting the hips. I really feel this in my quads. Looking up, you can also look down. You want to stretch the neck. Wherever you are in this option, I want you to inhale deep. Exhale long. Inhale. Exhale, release. We're going to bring those hands beside us. Scooch those hips over and then we come into the cross-legged position. You also have an option if you'd like to sit on a pillow. I love my couch cushions for this. On a yoga block, on a bolster, on a folded up blanket. Sometimes sitting cross-legged for a while, which we will be. It can feel nice to sit on a little bit of height. If you don't have anything right now, always know you can bring stuff next week. So let's inhale those arms both up nice and high, feeling those sit bones connect to the ground as you reach up from your hips through your side body, through your shoulders, reaching up high. Exhale, let's bring the right arm down beside us. And then we're gonna lean over toward the right. Pushing down the left hip bone so you can really feel it ground and open up that side body. So we're creating some nice space there. Gaze can be forward, or perhaps it wants to be up past the arm as well. In these longer holds, you're welcome to count the beats of your breath, just like we did at the beginning. Just picking a number like 3 or 4. Making I inhale, 2, 3, 4. I exhale, 2, 3, 4. And on your next exhale, I want you to start turning your chest down toward the ground, sweeping your arm in the front. So you come and reach past your knee. So you're still reaching onto the right side, but more at a diagonal. Head can come down. I really feel this stretching my side body in a completely different way. Inhaling deep. Exhaling long. Checking in that you're not maxed out on this stretch. So if you're feeling it at 90, 100%, if your body is just shaking and not feeling good in this stretch, I want you to back off so you're more around a 70% stretch where you can comfortably stay in this position. And then on your exhale, I want you to reach those hands forward, walking them to the center, reaching forward. And then you're coming into a seated forward fold. So that can be high up here. It could be out a little bit longer. If you are hypermobile or really flexible, maybe you're all the way down to the ground, but then I want you to try and have some strength and some resistance. You pick that 70% place of work in this stretch. And then on your exhale, let's continue to walk those hands in the circle over to the left side over that knee. Reaching over the opposite knee. Noticing how your right side and left side may feel this a little bit differently. Then continuing to walk your hand over to the left side, almost right beside you. You're going to lift up the right arm. We're going to reach over. So we're not completely up yet. We're still kind of reaching with our chest toward the ground. Really feel this around my shoulder blades, my upper back. Keeping in mind everybody's body is different, and if you have any questions about how these feel, if they should feel this way or not, to contact Wellness and we can definitely help you deconstruct these poses. And then using your core muscle and your left hand, let's come on up nice and high, reaching those arms up, hands to heart center, resting those hands on the knees, sitting tall. And checking in with your right side and your left side with how you feel. You may have just heard my Zoom reminder. It's all good, you still have some time. We're gonna inhale those arms all the way up, nice and high. We're gonna do the opposite side now. So for me, that means my left hand is coming down. Inhale, reach the right hand. Exhale, I'm reaching over to my right side. So this arm on the bottom, it can bend. You might want to play with it a little bit to see how close and how far away you want it. And you're thinking about grounding this right sit bone into the ground. So as you reach, you can really feel that full body stretch from your right hip all the way up past your shoulder through the arm. You can look ahead or maybe even look at the ceiling, noticing how that shifts the sensation in the body. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. I exhale, 2, 3, 4. As you exhale, to begin to move the chest down, reaching the right hand forward, bringing the left hand with it, and doing a forward fold over that knee, out to the diagonal side. Just noticing how that feels in your back, body, shoulder. How your breath feels when you're still in a slight twist. Probably feels quite a bit different than when you're in a forward fold in a twist. And on your exhale, continuing to walk those hands to the front. Oh, and I realized what we forgot. Oh, that's okay. We're gonna lean forward, finding our forward fold. I was gonna get us to switch the cross of our legs, but that's okay, we can stay here. We're inhaling deep. Exhaling long. Checking in that we're at our 70%. So staying away from our mats. We want yoga to do our body good, not to do our body harm. So we're practicing ahimsa, the practice of non-violence to our own body. And we're wanting to provide our body with space, with opening, with challenge, but in a kind way. Continue to walk those hands over to the right side so that you can fold diagonally over the knee. My hands are usually a little off center here. Feeling that left sit bone reach down so that you feel the stretch all the way from your hip and your low back all the way up. Perhaps counting the beats of your breath. Noticing how these sensations feel in your body today. So every time you practice, the same move, the same stretch can feel very different in your body. So walk those hands over so your right hand is in line with the hip. And bring that left arm up. Side bend, your torso still angled slightly down. Feeling the breath move through the body. Using that core and your right hand, and we're going to come on up, reaching those hands high, releasing those arms through the center, heart center, hands in your lap, and observing your right and left side now that you've stretched both sides. We're going to uncross those legs. Bring them out in front of us. Give them a little shake. And we're going to come on over into a child's pose. So we're going to bring the big toes together, knees out wide. We're going to walk those hands out in front. If your head is dangling in the air, feeling free to bring those hands back, stack them on top of each other, stack the fists on top of each other, and make a nice place for your head to rest. If If doing child's pose on your front body, on your belly, is not working for you, you're up really high, watch here and I'll just show you an alternate to child's pose on your back. So if your knees are not cooperating in child's pose, we do this one quite a lot, you can roll over on your back, bring your knees in and out to the sides. So if the pressure on the knees is not working for you, you can do something similar on your back without worrying about that pressure. Wherever you are, feeling the inhale and the exhale. Use same flow. And then however you can, come down onto your belly, legs behind you, arms by the sides, and we're gonna mount the right cheek to the mat. Feeling the neck stretch out. Making sure those shoulders are away from the ears. Noticing your breath on the mat, through your belly. Your inhale, your belly grows, pressing into the mat. Exhale, belly becomes soft. And you feel your body move closer toward the mat. Perhaps you want to angle your chin toward the shoulder, slightly changing the sensation in your neck. It's amazing how these subtle shifts in movement can create a whole different sensation just by tucking that chin in. Inhale, you're going to lift your head nice and slow. Exhale, left cheek to the mat, gaze forward. Rechecking in with those shoulders if they're away from the ears. Feeling the breath in the stomach as it pushes you away with that inhale and allows you to come into the ground with exhale. Option 2, move the chin, tilt it toward the shoulder, shifting the sensation of the neck stretch. Observing what that little shift and angle that creates a new sensation in the neck. Noticing the breath on the mat. And then we're going to bring the hands beside the chest, reaching the right arm out. Using the left hand to roll yourself over your right arm onto your back, or however you want to get to your back body as you shift over onto your back. We'll extend those legs down the mat, heels to the corners, arms reaching down, back to the palms on the mat. Slightly tucking your chin into your chest. You're gonna inhale deep through the nose. Exhale through the mouth with a sigh. Inhale long through the nose, feeling that belly grow. Exhale long with a sigh. Maybe noticing what happens in your back body with that sigh. One more deep inhale with the nose. Release the breath with a long sigh, observing the back body that moves into the mat. We've strengthened, we've stretched, we've moved, we've breathed. We've done many different movements today. And this is our time to be still, our time to rest, and our time to ponder and notice how today's practice affected our body. If you start at your toes and slowly watch your body as you move on up from the toes to the ankles, the calves, the knees, taking in as you continue to move that awareness, and just check in to see if you've created some openness, you've released any tension, observing if maybe you pushed and moved too far and a spot doesn't feel too good. Just making note for next time. And focusing on that jaw once again, noticing if there's space between the teeth. If you need to move that jaw from side to side, releasing any tension from the practice. Just taking a few moments here to be in stillness and silence. Shavasana, when I teach classes in person and private classes, it's usually a little bit longer to get the full benefits of this restorative pose. So you are welcome to stay here on your back if you have the time and the space to spend a little bit longer in Shavasana. You are very welcome to stay here. If it is time for you to move on to another part of your day, you can begin to wiggle those fingers, wiggle those toes, rotate those wrists and ankles, reaching those arms up overhead, stretching fingertips to toes, great big noon hour stretch, feeling that body stretch out. Releasing with an exhale, planting one foot on the ground and then the other, and slowly rolling over to your side body. And spending a moment here thinking of one thing today that you are grateful your body can do for you. Pushing the top hand into the mat and slowly coming up to a comfortable seated position. Feel that spine grow tall, perhaps closing those eyes. Hands to heart center, slight tuck in the chin. And we'll end with a deep inhale together. Letting our practice go with an exhale, with the understanding that we've done our bodies good, we've done our minds some good. No matter how your practice went today, your body, your mind appreciated the time you gave it. Have a wonderful Thursday afternoon. My name is Sarah. If you have any questions, feel free to get in touch. And I hope to see you next Thursday.